No breadcrumbs, nobody got put in an oven. What kind of a Hansel and Gretel movie is this? Guys, welcome to Mid-Level Media, and today I'm going to review Hansel and Gretel. Or is it Gretel and Hansel? Before I start, I want to go ahead and ask that you please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like. The like button is right down there. It's right down there, guys. Just click it. Just press it once. And you can move on with the video. You can turn it off. It doesn't matter. Just drop me a like. And comment down below if you've seen Hansel and Gretel, if you're interested in seeing Hansel and Gretel, or Gretel and Hansel. I keep getting confused. Very confusing title, very confusing marketing, but it actually makes sense in the context of the movie when you actually see it. So let's go ahead and move on. And what I like to do is, I've got some points about this movie, and I'm going to give it a review. And I'm kind of new to reviewing in the video format, but I want to go ahead and start reviewing more movies, at least new releases that come out in theaters. So I'm gonna bring up some points about this movie, but what I like to do with my reviews is just have a general discussion with you guys about the film and just my thoughts on it. So first off, this is not a bad movie. There's critics that are blasting this movie, and I don't think it did terrible on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's definitely rotten, but I think it was like high 40%. This is not a bad movie. This is not The Grudge, which came out at the beginning of the year. That was awful. That was terrible. I just wanted to walk out of the theater the entire time I was watching it. This is not The Grudge. This is a well-shot, well-filmed, competently acted film. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they brought in a guy like Oz Perkins, who directed this movie. He's done movies like The Black Coat's Daughter, which is an A24 film. This is a very effective, creepy horror film. He did a movie for Netflix, all the pretty little things that live in the house. I can't exactly remember the title. But he is a legitimate horror director that has done legitimate horror films. He's also written a couple other ones back in the day as well. So he is a competent director, and that shows in this movie. Now, where this movie I think falters is the writing, and where he wrote the last two movies he directed, he did not write this one. So I think that maybe it would have benefited more if he wrote this one. But this story is basically, it's pretty standard. It starts off with Hansel and Gretel. You know, their mom kind of kicks them out because she can't keep them there anymore. She can't feed them, so she's trying to look for a place to pawn them off, and she just tells them to leave. So Hansel and Gretel are on their own. They're walking, and they see the witch house, and they go into the witch house, and she kind of has all kinds of food for them, and that's where the story kind of takes off. So, like I said, it's a well shot, it's well filmed. My issues start to come with it once they get inside the witch's house, because we all know the Hansel and Gretel story. There's not really a lot to it. It's a story that could honestly be told in 15-20 minutes, and this movie has to stretch it out to about an hour and a half, and you really feel the film stretching and reaching to get material to fill that hour and a half. And my whole issue with this movie is it's not in the way it's shot, it's not in the way it's directed, acted, anything like that. It's that the story really doesn't go anywhere, and you kind of get the idea of what the story is and where it's going within the first 5 minutes that they enter the witch's house. And from there, it's just a series of they go to sleep, and the little girl dreams about weird stuff, or she thinks she's seeing stuff. She wakes up, they keep eating the witch's food, and nobody even gets fat in this movie, which I found pretty offensive as a Hansel and Gretel fan, you know. But you know, you're supposed to fatten the kids up. That's the whole point of this story. But anyway, nobody gains any weight or anything. It's more about Sophia Lillis, who plays Gretel, her temptation with the dark arts of witchcraft, and the witch is trying to bring out her dark side, and it kind of goes into more of that direction than just the traditional, she's trying to eat these kids. You know, she's trying to tempt Sophia Lillis to the dark side, pretty much. There's some really nice imagery in this film. Like I said, I do think it's well directed, well shot. You know, there's some beautiful shots, some beautiful cinematography. I thought all of that was very well done. The score, it has this really cool, like 80s synthwave kind of feel to it, and I love that. I love the score in this movie. I thought that was fantastic. Sophia Lillis, who is pretty much the driving force of this movie as far as performance, she does an okay job. To be honest, I know she's really good in the It films, but I think that she has a long way to go as far as an actress. I don't find her super talented, but I think that she can get there. She shows all the signs, but I don't think she was anything special in this film. She doesn't elevate the material that she's in my opinion. She does a fine job, but she can't elevate that material. So, and my main issue was she struggled to convey the emotions. Like, you're supposed to buy into this struggle, inner turmoil within her struggling to kind of fight off the dark side and give into her temptations. And she just played it very bland. Her brother Hansel, to be honest, was not good at all. That little boy, and I don't like to criticize kid actors because they're kid actors, but he was not great at all. Just a terrible performance. Alice Cringe as the witch was actually very creepy and very effective, so I did enjoy her performance. And overall, this movie has effective scares. It has creepy imagery. It has atmosphere. It has the feeling of a traditional horror film. There's just nothing special about it. There's nothing that gives it that extra driving oomph in the horror arena. So at the end of the day, I come down on this one as just it's a decent movie. It's a decent horror flick. I can't really recommend that you go spend your money to go see it. I would recommend that maybe you check it out when it comes out on VOD, maybe the Redbox. It's a decent film. It's not terrible. If I had to give it a grade, I grade on the 10 scale. I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. Decent film. Nothing that you need to rush out and see, but I would definitely check it out on VOD if you are a horror fan that likes this kind of stuff. So that does it for my review, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed my reviews. If you like this video, please drop me a like, comment below if you've seen the film, what were your thoughts on it, and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time.